Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to the third part in the Frank Zappa Shut Up and Play Your Guitar series. This is Return of the Son of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. Third album. Second disc in this set. If you've watched the other two videos, you already know where I'm going with this. If you haven't watched them yet, alright, let me give you a quick rundown. 3 vinyl albums put together on 2 compact discs. First album made up this part of the first disc. Second album got split between the two. Third album makes up the back half of the second disc. Alright, I hope we run that down fast enough. So, I address this in 2 ways as we've been going. I've been addressing this both in context to a small degree of how it flows in the 2 CDs, as well as just looking at it individually. Now, as it flows with just the 2 CDs, Return of the Son of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar opens up with Beat It With Your Fist. I don't like it following Pink Napkins as it does in the CD arrangement. It has a jarring switch. I don't like it that way. It doesn't work. But on its own, as the opener for the actual album, if it was, if you're listening to this properly, where it's, it's its own separate album, it is a great way to open up the album because it starts off with this little and then kicks right into the guitar line and starts going from there, and it's fantastic. It's great. I love it. Gets you going. You can feel the vibe, you can feel the energy. Good time. Nice short 2 minutes too. Great way to get you going. Now this album compared to the other ones has a lot more, it has 1 or 2 less tracks on average compared to the other ones because it has longer tracks. There's 2 tracks on here, I think, that hit around close to the 9-minute marker. I know there's one that goes slightly over 9 minutes, and there's one that's around 9 and whatnot. Return of the Son of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, for example, is, I think, 7-8ish minutes. I'd have to double check. But they all, you get a few that are really short, and then the rest are really long, kind of thing. And the ones that get longer, though, it's a good longer because they actually explore and they get into it, and it's not repetitive. Sometimes it can get a little repetitive, but for the most part, it's really enjoyable, and it's really great to have going. You can have it going in the background. You can have easy, good conversations. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. It flows into any conversational background stuff thing, party kind of. As long as you want to have conversation, if you want to hoot it up and get drunk and act like idiots, it is not the music for the fool. From there, we go into Pinocchio's Furniture. I really dig this tune because it is very wooden. It is very stilted. And you can really, really understand why he called it Pinocchio's Furniture when you listen to it. I mean, it really does sound like Pinocchio moving around in his furniture, getting up, sitting down, stuff like that. I really dig the sound of this one. After the fun of Pinocchio's Furniture, we go into Why Johnny Can't Read. It is the only song I do not like in this series of songs. I can't give you a good reason why I don't like it. It really doesn't work for me. It doesn't. It is really a skip it song. After that, we go into Stucco Homes. Stucco Homes really has that Mediterranean kind of vibe to it. I don't want to say that it has an Italian vibe. I don't want to say it has a Spanish vibe. It has a Mediterranean vibe. The music, the guitar work in there, it really kind of has that soft, easygoing, chilled out, enjoying a great relaxed vacation in the Mediterranean. That's, and you're renting one of the nice stucco homes that are there. And because, I mean, you find stucco obviously in other places, but typically stucco homes are associated a lot with, either Greek or Italians and sometimes Spanish homes as well. Um, and that, like I said, that whole Mediterranean section, it just kind of has that vibe, and it's good. I like it. It's really diggable. It's got a nice summer day kind of feel to it. Chilling outside. If you want to play some nice music for your garden, I'd play that for my garden. And that's not a joke. I would play that for my garden. And then the album finishes off with Canard de Jour. Canard de Jour is a really, really good tune. And if you do a literal word translation, it's Duck of the Day. And it really does sound like it's, I think of it more like duck soup. That's the way I think of it. It's kind of got that splashy, swooshy kind of vibe feel to it. Realistically, this is one of those songs where I could have seen it in a Marx Brothers movie back in the day, Duck Soup specifically. Really kind of fun, good tune. It really is. Without having any lyrics, you can hear the humor and the whimsy in this song, and it really closes out the album with a really good feeling, a really good vibe. That is the type of vibe you want to close the album out with. So here we are at the end of our series. 3 albums, 2 CDs, a whole lot of instrumental magic. Now, a lot of things I don't get into in this album is the instrumentation itself. I just kind of get really into the songs. I don't talk too much about it. The reason why I don't is I could gush over and over and over for hours about each individual track when I start breaking them down into individual songs. And the reason why is this album, as much as it's called Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, features a variety of instruments in a unique collection. And not only does it have one of my all-time favorite guitarist and one of my all-time favorite drummers on this album outside of Frank Zappa as the guitarist, with Steve Vai and Terry as the guitarist and Terry Bozzio as the drummer. But the other drummer on this album, Vinny Colata, I'm not sure how to say that. I do apologize. Who does most of this album is amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. The bass work in the album, unfortunately, often gets lost. And the reason why the bass work often gets lost is the bass is just that. It's the bass. It's the low end. And not that it gets lost in the mix. It's just, for me as a bassist, I don't hear the bass on here and go, oh, I want to go learn to play this bass line. No. When I listen to this album, it's, oh my God, I want to go play these drum patterns, or I want to learn how to play these guitar riffs. Not so much the guitar riffs. I'm not a guitarist, really. I mean, I can play it, but no. Not enough to try and simulate Frank, right? But it's the full instrumentation, and it's the experimentation, and it's the way that Frank, well, at the same time writing everything and arranging everything and composing everything, and like, what does it say on the back here? All selections composed, arranged, conducted, constructed by Frank Zappa. You go by that, doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of breathing room for the other musicians in here to let loose. But that's not true. There's lots of room for them to let loose, and you can hear where they let loose. The drumming specifically, it was actually funny because people asked Frank later on when he stopped playing guitar when he would ever go back to playing guitar again. He said, if I could ever find a drummer like Terry Bozzio to play drums with again that can actually feed and read and anticipate and play with my guitar work. And that's the drumming that's in here. The drumming that's in this album, it's not just to keep the rhythm. The drum is a unique instrument in its own, with its own expressions and its own dynamics, and that's how it's used. It's used for its expressions, and it's used for its dynamics, and it's used to help push the overall vibe and feel of the song. So, I am going to say, if you have the opportunity to pick up this technically triple album, double CD set, pick it up. If you are learning music composition, if you are learning how to play, if you're learning how to jam, if you want to be a better musician, this is what you study. This is what you must study to be a true blue better musician. Okay, there's a whole bunch of other stuff out there, but with this album you will learn so many different styles and so many different textures and vibes and feels and stuff that just isn't done anymore. No one plays music like this anymore. I mean, yeah, okay, niche spots you'll find it, but popular music, no one does this anymore. No one does this type of great craziness anymore outside of the niches. And please learn this stuff. It's important. It is. So anyways, I've said everything I've got to say there. So, as always, peace, love, take care. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when the next one comes out. And please feel free to leave a comment. Did 3 Zappa in a row here, so I won't be back to Zappa for a while. But if you are one of my regular watchers, I'm going to break the Alice Cooper rule, and I will be back with Alice Cooper in the next review.